Shalom and good day all, this is T Healing29 back again for some more DC reviews, and in these DC reviews I'll be covering issue 1081 of Action Comics and also issue 21 of Superman. I'll now get things ready and organized for the first one that will be reviewed. I do want to point out for this first one that will be reviewed, I will not be covering the backstory as I feel it's a waste of space. And it would have been better off if it was maybe in a Power Girl or a Supergirl comic. Just saying. Seeing it does center around the character of Supergirl. So, moving into first things first, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? Sure enough it does, to which I give a 7.5 out of 10. Now it's time to move into the area of the internal art as we have a look around the beginning, middle and of course the end, and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So as we start to move into the beginning of the story, we catch up with the members of the Superman family and what they're all doing to bring order in regards to the situation. We also have Mon-El speaking with them as well. And as you can see there, we can see John Kent, Connor Kent, and many other people as well, including Keenan Kong, Power Girl and Supergirl. As we move a little bit forward in the story towards the middle and moving towards the end, there is a bit of a fight that takes place against the villain, but we also move into finally returning to the Fortress of Solitude. And last but not least, we move towards the end of the story, to which Superman prepares to move towards his next set of events that he needs to interact with. For the internal art, I give it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the area of the story. First things first is, did we get anything comic reference-wise? The answer is no. Next is the area of time, to which we have minutes later being used. The locations that we got to see in relation to the story was the Phantom Zone, as well as the Fortress of Solitude, and whatever was happening on Earth. The key cast of characters consisting of Mon-El, and of course the members that make up the Superman family. For the overall story rating, I give it a 6.5 out of 10. Now it's time to move into Superman issue 21. So as we move into Superman issue 21, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? Sure enough it does, to which I give it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move into the area of the internal art, but also what's also happening story-wise with the characters. As we have a look around the beginning, middle and of course the end. As the story begins, we catch up with Superman, who is spending some time with Lois, who is now a superwoman in this universe. There is one shot that actually covers how Superwoman, or how Lois Lane got these superpowers. But what I've heard of it, it's not great in detail as to how it's brought across. So while Batman, sorry about that, correction, whilst Superman and Lois spend time together, we also get to catch up with what's happening with like other members that make up the Superman, not just the Superman family, but also the Superman cast of characters, including villains and heroes. We get some small interludes of like things of what Doomsday has dreamt about, plus other things that are taking place within the universe. And last but not least, we have the introduction of the Aftermath. Now, I've got a bit of a note on this, but I'll cover it in relation to when I move into the area of the story. So for the internal art, I give it a 7 out of 10. Next is the area of the story. So first things first, do we get anything comic reference-wise? Sure enough, we do. And that is to issue 12 in relation to this series, so 12 and 21. Really clever, as they sort of like use it as a bit of a mirroring. Next is the area of time, to which we got no indication of. The next area is the locations that took place within the story. We had Earth, we had Metropolis, we had the Moon, we had Supercorp, and we also had Smallville, which was really nice to see that back again. Of course, we had the cast of characters consisting of Lois Lane, Superwoman, Clark Kent, Superman, Jimmy Olsen, Silver Banshee, Zatanna, Crypto, of course, Doomsday, Amethyst, which was really nice to see, Lex Luthor, Mercy, and the group known as the Aftermath. Now, I want to point out one of my own personal thoughts in relation to who the Aftermath might be. Now, looking at some of the all-in events that have taken place right now, I think one thing that some people forget about the creation of Doomsday was actually a creation of Darkseid, like in his original iteration. And I wouldn't be surprised if this group called the Aftermath are also of the same species or same making of Doomsday himself. As something was brought up in someone else's review, as to the way they're dressed up is the way that Doomsday was originally dressed up before the stuff that he was wearing finally came off and his real appearance was seen. And this is why I bring up that, whether it's accurate or not, and I wouldn't be surprised if it is accurate. At least I know that the guess was in the right place. The overall story rating is a 7 out of 10. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.